Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Mobile Home Mondays. I am your host, Jasmine Kittens. Want to thank you all that are in the group or in the community, Mobile Home Investing for Newbies. Thanks for your continued support. For those who that are new, welcome. We're excited to have you. This is a place for you to come network with other people that are in mobile home investing, learn about the game, so that you can get into this absolutely phenomenal niche of mobile homes that is extremely profitable, quick, much easier, especially somebody that's transitioning or coming from houses, dealing with houses, single family houses for years, like making that transition, just, sharing with you guys that there are a lot of benefits to investing in mobile homes. So today, Mobile Home Mondays, we come here so I can answer your questions regarding investing in mobile homes. So make sure you let me know where you're tuning in from and let me know what question you have regarding mobile homes. So, good afternoon. She said, "Did I beat Lisa?" I have to see who that is. That's so funny. I wish that this thing showed me who was posting. But today I have some of you guys had submitted some questions early. So I'm going to go over those questions. And then, of course, if anybody has any other questions, go ahead and post those in the comments so that we can get your questions answered. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. One of the first questions that we have is in regards to oh, that was Veronica. Hey, Veronica. Yeah, you did beat Lisa, it seems. So one of the questions that we had was about if the mobile home needs to be moved. How do you deal with movers? Essentially, how do you start building a list of movers, so when you come across mobile homes that need to be moved, you are prepared, which is something that I suggest. Just having some database, small list of movers, because you will come across mobile homes that need to be moved. So it's good if you do have already a list of movers, because when you're promoting and marketing your deal, a lot of buyers will ask you, do you know any movers, right? And I always like to try to have solutions available for all of our clients, whether they're our sellers or whether they're our buyers. And of course, we let them know, these are just some that we know of, and share with them that they are welcome to go out and find their own, but just giving them something to start with, right? So when contacting mobile home movers, what we do is you can literally just Google mobile home transporters in your area, in your city, and call them all, right? Some of the questions that you might want to ask, that was the question, like, what are some questions to ask mobile home movers? So some of the questions that we ask are their pricing, right? Of course, we want to know what their rates are. Are they charging by the mile? Are they charging by the hour? What their rates are, how they charge, right? And we want to know for both single wides and double wides. Okay, so just getting a general idea. The price will typically be different, the actual final price. They can give you like a starting price so you can at least know what that is, right? And for that price, we like to ask how far out they go, right? So is this like a 50-mile radius? Is this an hour radius? How far out do you go with it for that price, right? So we want to know that. We also like to just ask how far out they currently are, right? So some of the movers are like a year out. They're booked like a year out. And it's crazy and it's insane, but this is the reality of mobile homes because there's not a lot of transporters. The ones who are working it typically have been around for like years. Um, Yeah, and there's not like a whole bunch of new mobile home movers. So we just like to ask them how far out they are, right? So are they 8 weeks out? Are they 8 months out? And that can just give you just a general idea as far as what to expect in your particular area as far as when a mobile home can actually be moved. Because if you get a lead, right, and the lead is like, I need to move my house next, my mobile home next week. And all of the mobile home movers in your area are 6 weeks out. This is a conversation that you need to have, right? You need to share with them the reality, of what to expect. Have a real expectation of what you can deliver because you've already spoken with some movers and you kind of have an idea. Okay. And then you can ask, other questions you might want to ask is if it includes installation, do they provide axles or not, certain things like that. But the main questions we ask are, their price and how far out they are and what's the radius for the price that they provide. Okay. So that was one of the questions. May can get moved, but not set up, depends on the distance. I'm not sure what you are saying. Who wrote that? Hey, Jamie. Veronica, May can get moved, but not set up, depends on the distance. Yeah. So like I said before, you want to ask them, do they set it up? Does it include, a setup? Because some of them, they don't, they just will drop it off and move forward. And they just have to also be aware if you are like close to like a state line, some of the movers can only move within the state, right? So they can't move it across the state line if somebody's trying to move it from North Carolina to Virginia, although it's, maybe right there, but it can't happen. Okay. So, those are other things that you have to just factor in when talking to your buyers. Okay. Let's see what the next question was. Okay, so the next question, hello. Who is that? Hey, Nick. Oh, there's Lisa. Hey, girl. So let me answer Veronica's question. Veronica says, can you guys hear me? Hello. Okay. Oh, no. Hello. Okay, you said you can hear me. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Veronica asked if someone is looking to just want the home moved, even though the mover is 6 to 8 weeks out. I had one said he could do it, but no setup if the buyer was in a rush. If someone is looking to just want the home moved, even though the mover is 6 to 8 weeks out. So yeah, I guess I guess what you're saying, Veronica, is you had somebody that they needed the house, they needed the home moved. So it was more important for them to get the home moved. Although it didn't include the setup, they may hire, an installer to come and actually set up the mobile home. So yeah, it's ideal to have a mover that does the setup too, because it kind of, makes the smooth transition. But not all of them do. Okay. So make sure you guys are posting your questions wherever you have. All right. So the next question had to do with the title, right? So if the mobile home does not have a title, what are some solutions? Okay. So some solutions include for one, requesting a duplicate, right? So having the seller request a duplicate from the Department of Motor Vehicles, Department of Transportation. Okay, so they can just request a duplicate title. Okay, it's an application, might be $25 or so, something in that range. They submit it and they get a duplicate in, maybe depending on how quick the DMV is, maybe a week or two, depending. Okay, if they're getting it mailed out. Now, if so that's one solution, is actually to just request a duplicate. Okay, now if this is a property that is abandoned, or they bought the property and they bought a property and like the mobile home was already on there and they're not the actual owners, right? They can basically file for an abandoned property, right? And they can basically express that they've been paying taxes on this property and try to get the mobile home put or the title put into their name, right? And they get a new duplicate. Okay. Now, North Carolina, I'm not exactly 100% sure if this is the same in every single state. Okay. There is filing for the duplicate, filing for the abandoned title, right? It's called an LT 260NC. Okay. An LT 260NC. So I'm not sure if there's a form like that in every other state, but that's something that you want to look for in North Carolina. Okay. It is basically saying that there's, again, abandoned property, and you're trying to claim it essentially. Okay. So those are two solutions. You can do a bill of sale if your state will accept a bill of sale. Okay. Oh. So you can do a bill of sale if they'll accept a bill of sale. Okay, so bill of sale, you want to get that notarized, have the buyer and the seller sign that, and submit that to the DMV and get a new title created from that bill of sale. Okay, or they just will keep just the bill of sale as the record. Okay, so those are some solutions if you don't have the title, if the title is unavailable. Okay. Let me know what question you guys have here. What you need. I know Jamie's on here. I know Lisa, Nick, Veronica. I'm sure you ladies have a question. Let me. Okay, for some reason, I don't know why I never get, I don't see the comments that are on my personal page, only the ones that are in the Facebook group. But Veronica Alvarez, she posted, "Good morning, Jasmine. Where can I get an idea for verbiage for the contract agreement between myself and the seller? Did you have a lawyer draw your contracts?" Okay, Veronica, you can actually, if you purchase my ebook, The 7 Steps to Six Figures Wholesaling Mobile Homes, it comes with the purchase agreement. Okay. So it comes with the purchase agreement. So let me just put the website up really quick for you. Yeah, this ebook is like very different from traditional ebooks. In the sense that like it comes with the exact tools that you need to get started. So it's not just for you to read it and for it to like, motivate you or make you feel good and you don't have anything to actually, get started. This actually comes with the contract and the script for dealing with the seller. Okay, so you just go to wholesalingBizAcademy.com and get the ebook. So again, the ebook, 7 Steps to Six Figures Wholesaling Mobile Homes. We made 6 figures, my husband and I, in the first 6 months wholesaling mobile homes. and I just share the exact steps. And again, this is not an overview. These are like real details with templates, with the exact verbiage that we used for some of our particular marketing, pictures of our marketing, templates, the script, what to ask and say to the sellers, how to, go about it. You also get a recording of our masterclass with that, so you can watch the recording as well. And you get the purchase agreement and the script. Okay. And right now, you also will get a copy of the Wholesaling Houses Hacked. Okay. So also we'll share with you a way that you can start generating potential leads or deals, I should say. You should be able to get a deal in the next 14 days for houses. So a method to go about doing that is free. Okay. So you also get that book right now if you grab the ebook. Okay. So let me see. Have you heard of a park not wanting to give you a title even if someone has a bill of sale? Also, do you know anything about surety bond for a title? So a park not wanting to give you a title even if someone has a bill of sale. So if the park has the title, right? If the park has the title, you want to coordinate and try to figure out how to get the title, right? So does that mean that the park owns it? Does the seller own it and the park is holding the title? Okay, because the park is not who provides the title, in a sense of like you get the title from the Department of Transportation. Okay, the Department of Motor Vehicles, however you want to call it, whichever state you're in. Okay, DMV. So the park does not provide the title. Of course, like I said again, unless they're holding the title or they own the mobile home. Okay, in that case, you don't need a bill of sale. You just need to get the title signed by the park if the park owns the mobile home. Okay, and if the seller owns it but the park is holding it, then the seller needs to acquire it, get it, okay, and then you guys can move forward with the transaction. Okay. For the boot camp, when do you have access to the ebooks? So for the boot camp, if you don't have it already, I'll make sure I email it to you. So for those who are in the boot camp, who already signed up for the boot camp, you also get the ebook, both ebooks and the contracts and all of that. So I will make sure I send that to you. Okay. And if you haven't already signed up for the bootcamp, absolutely make sure you do that. Of course, that is at wholesalingbizacademy.com/bootcamp. Okay. It's a 3-day bootcamp where we're going to be launching your wholesaling business, start generating leads, practicing our script, knowing what to say, and actually preparing ourselves to talk to sellers, make offers. We're going to be discussing pricing and starting to build a buyer's list. It's going to be a lot in 3 days. So get ready. Going into the new year, having closed a deal is the goal. Okay? So head over there. All right, let me go back to my Facebook to see. Okay, so Veronica said wonderful. Awesome. Any other questions? I'm here for you guys. So if you have questions, you let me know. I'm just looking through this chat to see if there were any other questions we had as well. Mm. So she said, the park won't let me wholesale. I had 2 deals this month. They cost me $25,000. Regional told the park manager that she had to deal with a buyer and a seller, and I could not. Okay, why did it cost you $25,000? Like, did you purchase the mobile homes? When you say it cost you $25,000, I'm trying to figure out. So, this is something that happens, right? And um, if you are trying to wholesale in a park, if you're trying to invest in a park, right? You want to contact before you put any money into a transaction, before you move forward with. How did you lose $25,000? Who was that? Jen. How did you lose $25,000, girl? I'm assuming, I mean, because this is not wholesaling. Because with wholesaling, you're not putting any money up into the deal. So explain to me. I want to know how you lost $25,000. But regardless, right? So with investing in a park, anything like that, you want to talk to the park manager, right? If it's in a park, you want to have a conversation with the park manager. One, you want to have a conversation to verify that the seller has the authority, has the right to sell the property to you. You want to make sure that they're up to date on their lot rent, right? You want to make sure they're in good standings with the park, that there's nothing, nothing backdated that you or your buyer would end up being responsible for. Um, oh, I see what you're saying, Jen. I see what you're saying. Okay, so she didn't lose $25,000 as if like she paid it and she lost it. She lost the opportunity to get $25,000 because she had a buyer under contract, and the split was going to be her per assignment fee was going to be $25,000. So she lost that opportunity to make $25,000. I got you, girl. So yes, I always call the park managers, right? To one, verify, the things about the seller. And then also to confirm that they know what we're doing and that they're comfortable with what we're doing. Because sometimes they're just not, right? And if they're not, number one question I'm asking is why, right? Because a lot of times they don't want to do it because they've dealt with investors or whatever the case is, and they had bad experience, or somebody lied to them saying that they were going to do something and they did the opposite, or they didn't fulfill what they said they were going to do. So once you find out the why, then you're able to position yourself as someone that's going to fulfill what you said that you're going to do. You're able to really just position yourself, and speak directly to the problem or to the issue concern that they have. Okay. And yeah, so that's that. And even if the park manager is opposed to you wholesaling, right? If they're opposed to you, you and the seller can coordinate a almost like a broker's relationship, right? Where you can just simply be someone that brings them the buyer. You don't have to communicate. You don't even have to necessarily communicate with the buyers, or, you don't have to be the one showing the property and doing, things of that nature. You can just facilitate bringing someone like a referral, like, somebody's looking to sell, you brought a referral to them and they paid you, a referral fee. So that can be completely outside of dealing with the park in total. But But in general, I like to just have conversations with the park managers, talk to them, be transparent, and try to come up with the solution that can work for both of us. Okay, so Jan saying that she worked as a temp in that park for 2 months. They knew what I did. The park manager was gone with it. And then the regional manager killed it. Ugh, that's terrible. Terrible. I know that was so frustrating, Jan. I could only imagine. Especially because you were already built that relationship with the park manager. Everything was cool. Then regional came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm sorry that happened. We were talking about you last week, Jan. I think it was last week. Yeah. Your name was brought up in the interview that I did on Thursday with Lisa. I think she was sharing that her first deal came from you. So as a referral, you referred her a lead. So kudos to you. So she says, I closed one and they were glad the park manager was on my side because I promised her a referral. Gotcha. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Let's see. Just confirming there's no other questions on the other page. All right, guys, if there's no other question, we're going to wrap this up. Let me know if you have any last questions. I'll leave in 2 minutes. Absolutely. Kudos to Jan. Jan's out here killing it, y'all. What if you're feeling stuck? Place signs and no leads. What's next? How many signs did you place? How many signs did you place and how many times? Veronica, how many signs did you place? For how many weeks? She placed 5 to 8 signs weekly. For how many weeks?
I like to put it on.
For how many weeks, though? How many weeks? How many weeks? How many weeks did you do this? You said weekly. Did you do this for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? How many weeks did you do this? For how long? For how long? About 4 weeks. Okay. So you're saying that you've been doing this for about a month. Is that right? Okay. Gotcha. So Veronica's saying that she has placed 5 to 8 signs for the last 4 weeks. And she has not gotten any signs and she has not gotten any leads and she feels stuck. Okay, Veronica, if you have watched any of my videos on bandit signs, which I feel is one of the best marketing strategies, if not the best way to get started generating high quality of leads. For one, Veronica, I tell people that you need to be placing about 50 signs per week. Okay. So you've been doing this, you've placed 20 signs. You've placed about 20 signs. So in a month, you've placed less than half of what is recommended to place in 1 week's time. Okay, so you're not doing enough volume, one. Okay, so you need to increase your volume of signs that you're putting out. And then for two, is you said that you do them anytime and you leave the house, right? So what that means to me is that you're driving around and you're randomly placing them wherever you're driving. Okay. Again, with the bandit signs, we are very strategic about where we place the signs. Okay, so you have purchased the boot camp. You're going to be at the boot camp. So I'm going to send you, because it seems you didn't get the ebook yet. That includes the masterclass. I'm going to send that to you today because when you read the ebook or watch the masterclass, either one, I'm gonna show you exactly how to plan out your route, how many signs you should be placing per week, where exactly to put those signs at, because it shouldn't just be, oh, I'm just driving to Target real quick, let me just put this sign out, even though Target, that's a cool place a sign. Okay. Yeah, but you want to be strategic about where you're placing your signs as well. So yeah, those are two key elements is volume, right? So doing more, and then placement. So making sure that your signs are placed where your target audience is typically going to be. Okay, so these are things that we're going to go in more depth into in the boot camp, but please watch the masterclass before, because we're not going to be spending like so much time on like the basic stuff, in the sense of like we're going to be really kind of taking action during the boot camp. So watch this masterclass beforehand so you can be like, oh, okay, boom, this is where we place them. This is how many I should be getting out per week. The days, right? I tell you what day to place them, the best days to place them, so that they stay out long enough. If you're placing it on a Monday, they're probably gonna get taken down the same day. Versus if you're placing them on a Thursday or Friday, and they get to stay up over the weekend. So at least more eyes are getting on them. All right. Good question though, because I'm certain that you're not the only I'm certain that you are not the only one that has a question like that, because that is very common. I get that question a lot. Just people don't typically like to be shared out loud. So I appreciate your transparency. All right, now it seems like you're welcome. So I appreciate it. You are so welcome. I'm looking forward to having you in the boot camp and taking action with you and getting this thing really up and running. Yeah, so y'all gotta be ready for this. Have your notebooks, your pens, and just be ready to take action, because we're not about to be taking a whole bunch of notes. We're gonna be doing more so copy and pasting, getting things done. All righty. Awesome. Well, everyone, again, if you are interested, make sure you head over to wholesalingbizacademy.com/bootcamp to join our bootcamp coming next week. 3-day bootcamp, and we're going to be launching your wholesaling business for mobile homes, generating leads, talking to sellers, building our buyers list, and getting you really comfortable with understanding the entire process, with a goal of getting a deal closed before the year ends. All right, people. So head over there now, get your ticket. I think we have maybe 4 or 5 spaces left. Again, this is not meant for like hundreds of people to be there. It's meant for like a very specific person who is looking to really dive deep, really get things launched up and started. Yeah. So this is not a webinar or something like that. This is a workshop that we're going to be getting things done. Boot camp. Alrighty, my beautiful people. It was such a pleasure today. I know my energy is usually like here. Today I'm like somewhere around here. It's just like, woo, baby girl. You already know. You already know the deals. All my mamas out there. All right. I love you all. Talk to you all soon. We will not be having a guest this Thursday. Obviously, this Thursday is Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate the holiday of Thanksgiving, but we love to be in the spirit of being grateful and just appreciative and around family and all that stuff. Everybody's off, right? So it's a great opportunity for families to get together, spend time, and build. So make sure you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Stay safe, eat good, and y'all already know next week we're gonna get to this boot camp, and we probably gonna be getting back to the gym, right? Because the way Thanksgiving works, right? No, but I love you guys. Enjoy your week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next Monday and then hopping into our boot camp. All right, guys. Talk to you all soon. Adios.